We that have to go out and fight this battle, and you guys don't need to come into the street, because we know this is calculated to get you out there.
Lisa, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us. You guys are the real MVP. So guys, so lovely. I came across this video right for you, and I thought to share with you guys where pan-colored people are actually reacting to the segregation rolling back. This got people, talking, and as I said earlier on last night that I was going to put up some of their stitches, because I actually want to know what they have to say about all of the things going on with the segregation and all of that. Very, very okay with it. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of all the stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying. Alright, lovely.
Well, it's official. Segregation is now back on the table for the American government, and we have Donald Trump to thank for it. You heard me right. Thanks to Donald Trump, segregation is now no longer banned in the federal government. More specifically, government contractors are no longer banned from having segregated restaurants, waiting rooms, and drinking fountains. Yeah, thanks to Donald Trump, now government contractors can have shit like this again. And what was Donald Trump's logic behind this asinine decision? Well, he's tackling DEI, of course. Donald Trump is bringing back segregation in order to supposedly combat DEI. I wish I was making this shit up. I wish I was making up all of the insane shit that Donald Trump says and does. But unfortunately, this is just our fucked up reality now, and until somebody does something about Donald Trump, I'm afraid there won't be an end to the madness anytime soon.
Y'all, we need to talk, because the Trump schmatzy administration just banned segregation in all federal contracts. You know, segregation like separate bathrooms, Jim Crow 2.0 bullshit. By the way, a black man just delivered my freaking UPS mail. You all are fucking unhinged with this bullshit. And to be clear, this is not about policy change. This is not about saving money. This is a message, a big, loud dog whistle to black and brown people trying to instill psychological warfare, a message that they are not safe. And it is meant to make people feel small and afraid. And white folk, this message is for you. Y'all need to call this out, not just online, but at work, at school, at the dinner table. This ain't just politics, this is real life. If you stay quiet, you're part of the problem. Speak up, shut it down, because separate does not mean equal. It was never equal, and we are not going back. Take action. You want to do something? Read a fucking book. Better yet, support black businesses. By the way, ladies, they know some really great shit. Somebody find this company. I bought it at a Pride festival. It's freaking amazing. And when it's empty, I will buy more. Show up for your black and brown neighbors. This is the only way we're gonna win from these schmatzis. This is absolute, utter bullshit. For the love of God, share this post. Share it everywhere. Okay, I've taken a deep breath. Got a little hot. I have my coffee. I'm going to make this very clear. Trump has overturned an executive order signed by Lyndon B. Johnson in 1965 to jettison a requirement that federal contractors must enforce rules against segregation in the workplace. The General Service Administration last month issued a memo to all federal agencies pointing out that Trump's order no longer requires businesses paid with taxpayer dollars, our money, in contracts to ensure that they won't have facilities like segregated dining areas for black and white employees. State and federal laws still outlaw segregation in companies, including government contracts, but and this is according to The Independent and other sources, and New York University constitutional law professor Melissa Murray, who told NPR that Trump's message in lifting the ban is significant and disturbing. It's symbolic, but it's incredibly meaningful in its symbolism, she said, noting that the changes conflict with laws established by the government in the 1950s and 60s that led to integration, desegregation. They want us confused, y'all, and I was angry. I own that. But those laws and the fact that they are now excluding those provisions from the requirement for federal contractors speaks volumes, Murray told NPR. I don't give a shit how frickin' Fox is spinning it. President Donald Trump and his cronies of schmazzies have jettisoned an executive order signed in 1965 that banned segregation in the workplace of the federal contractors, PA wire. They want us confused. But make no mistake, under the Federal Acquisition Regulation, a set of rules used by federal agencies to write contracts between the government and contractors, a clause required any company receiving a contract to maintain an integrated workplace. That's the part they're getting rid of. I'm going to link below where you can read it yourself. Don't take my word for it. I'm just one angry white woman who's sick of fucking racism in this country. Make no mistake. If you're black or brown, you understand this. If you're white and you want to defend it, you're part of the problem.
It's time to speak up. They're rolling back segregation. They are rolling back segregation. It is now no longer illegal to require separate facilities for people of different races. It is no longer illegal to say, here's the white water fountain and here's the colored water fountain. To be clear, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 is still in place and has not been disbanded. But we know what their goal is. There is always step one in a process, and we absolutely know what their goal is. They are rolling back segregation. What are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? Because this time, white people, we are the ones that are going to be on the front crossing that bridge. Do you hear me? We are the ones that are going to stand in the streets. Our black countrymen have done their time at the front of the lines, and it is our turn. It is our turn to face the water hoses and to face the dogs and to face the tear gas, because we have let this happen. Not on my watch. Not while there is breath in me will we go back. Is anybody out there with me? Go love your neighbor. Hey, friend, this is exactly right. This is exactly why I said it is we, the white people, who have to be at the front of the lines this time. It is we that have to go out and fight this battle. And you guys don't need to come into the street, because we know this is calculated to get you out there. We know, just like when they said they were going to pardon the man that stood on Mr. Floyd, that was intentionally calculated to get you out, because they want to unalive whole populations of people. And you and I both know you are very high on that list. I know you don't know me, and I know you have no reason to trust me, but I have children who look more like you than they look like me. So I have skin in the game. And last week, I was in D.C. with my biracial daughter and her very dark-skinned boyfriend. And when I went out and marched and argued with people and went to Congress and did all of the things that I could do there, I made them stay back. I made them stay back at the hotel, because history shows that I will be treated differently than they will. And it's not that we all don't have a part to do in this. It's just that our roles are different, and you've got to stay home because it's absolutely what they want is to get you into the streets. But that doesn't mean there aren't things you can do. You know, if you are a person of faith, then you know that this battle is not just flesh and blood, but powers and principalities, and there's a spiritual realm thing going on. Man, you can do some of the most important fighting from your home, and that is in the spiritual realm. That there are other things, you know, knowing that we know that you have to stay home, and you know that we have to go out. This is how I hope our future will be different, because we now can show you there are some of us who are not like the rest. There are some of us who believe that a person should be judged on the content of their character and not the color of their skin. That great dream is a dream for me too, for my children and for yours. But please stay home. Please don't come out in the streets. This one's on us, and we got you.
You can't continue to let this go on. I can't continue to let this go on. We can't continue to let this go on. We cannot continue to walk around with our eyes shut and our ears closed. Okay? What is it going to take? We have come way too far to have society be set back 75 years. 75 years. What are we doing with these executional or these executive orders removing policies that allow for segregation? What are we doing? Oh, yes, it's government contractors. You know who those government contractors are? SpaceX, Tesla, Amazon, probably. It's all a bunch of smoke and mirrors and all these MAGA folks falling for the okie doke. It has to stop. And in the latest news, guess who's overseeing the housing board? Oh yeah, Musk. Musk, along with his buddies, I think it's Ple, the head of Ple Homes, and now they're all buying up a bunch of stock because it's like $6 a pop. They're taking everything. They're taking everything. When in history have we had a president incite this amount of fear among so much of the country? I can't recall it in my lifetime. Yet Dems and Republicans have never really gotten along. Obviously, they're on different sides of the aisle. But society's divided. And for the people that continue to say it's just the Democrats who hate the Republicans and they don't want to see it's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of brainwashed bullshit. And it's going to take some serious shit to go down for them to open their eyes. The thing I love about this TikTok platform is that we can continue to share and talk and communicate with each other on the things that are going on so that we can continue to create awareness. You may not want to hear it. I get it. But you need to be aware. Because I can tell you right now, if you search Republicans that regret their vote, you're going to see hundreds of thousands of videos. Check it out.
In some wild breaking news that I was not expecting on my 2025 bingo card, which, to be honest, maybe I should have, segregation is now legal again in federal facilities. Yeah, I said that. I had to say that in 2025. The Trump administration has rescinded a very long-standing prohibition against segregated facilities. This now means that if a federal building feels like it, they could segregate waiting rooms, restaurants, and drinking fountains, and buses, and things like that. Now, the caveat to this is that the state level prohibitions do still exist, so you certainly won't see these pop up overnight. This is more of a symbolic move by the Trump administration, but it happened. It happened. Follow for more, and I will keep you updated on this nonsense.
Mr. Trump, please do not segregate us. Please do not segregate us, because then I'm going to have to be around a bunch of my own people, and I would not like to be around a bunch of my own people, and I will give you a list of reasons why. For my number one reason as to why I cannot be around my own people solely is because they can't cook that well, and I don't like green bean casserole. For a solid coming in at number second reason as to why I can't be around them is because April showers bring May flowers, and it's almost April right now, and it's going to be a lot of rain. So I'm going to be around white people with rain in their hair, and it's not going to smell good. It's going to smell like kind of like wet dog. And final, last but not least, I can't stand being around white people who improperly use AAVE. I finna not be in the pit. Please don't put me in the pit, Mr. Trump.
Oh my God. The administration is rolling back segregation. So what does that look like? Are we going back to black bathrooms, white bathrooms, black water fountains, white water fountains? Who else of color gets impacted by this? What? Like I almost... What do I say? What do you say? Rolling back a segregation ban. Like, what is happening? I know what's happening. What's been happening since January? What's been happening? This is America. This is America. They're rolling back the segregation ban. I can't, like, my head can't even. How far are they going to go with it? Is it, I mean, with this administration, I mean, it could be anything. Is it gonna be, hey, you're half white and half Mexican, so, can't use that bathroom? Well, let me tell you, that would be my grandchildren, and that would really, what are you gonna do when it happens? Oh my God.
So if you're not following Chris Webb on Twitter, you should. And he flagged something that NPR is reporting that is one of the most disturbing things I've heard yet in the Trump administration, that segregated facilities are no longer explicitly banned in federal contracts. That means that you can be a firm that gets a federal contract and you can actually want to keep blacks and whites separate. You can have segregated bathrooms. Oh God. I mean, this is something that's been in place since 1960, and Trump has eliminated it, and it's no accident.
What the hell did I just read? This is, everybody needs to know, if you're an American citizen, if you're not, what this administration is doing. I am blown away. I can't cry because I am so shocked right now. Segregated facilities are no longer explicitly banned in federal contracts. Do you understand what that means? What segregation is? If you're a person of color, if I'm a person of color, the Trump administration without the proper 45 to 90-day period, because there are certain ways that you go about these things without giving that to the public, decided to wipe away and take out these things that people have fought for. It has been their mission and their calling in life to make sure everybody is treated fairly and equally, and segregation is not that far behind us in history. Oh my gosh, what is this world coming to? What's this world going to look like for my children? I recently did a protest that my brother and his friend put on in Missoula, Montana, and I feel another one coming on. Wherever you are in this country, please stay educated. We have to stand in unity. We have to fight together. We cannot allow these things to happen. Read the article. Please read the article. You cannot subvert democracy. I mean, this is insane. This is crazy. Do not talk about today what celebrities are doing what. Don't talk about this BS that you'll see here and there that does not matter. Selena Gomez's manicure. I can't say how many times that pops up in my news feed when I'm wanting to see the news in the morning. This is insane. We cannot allow our nation to be changed blindly. Do not allow your nation to be changed blindly. And I'm going to share a quote with you from one of my favorite American activists. Her name is Maggie Kuhn, and it is "Speak your minds, even if your voice shakes." So that's what I'm encouraging
Hey, lovelies, as we all know, Orange Man is trying all his possible best to get people that looks like me, to get them reacting, to get them talking, to get them out on the street. Like, he has been booting around the bush. She has been, if he touched here, he touched George Floyd, he touched this, he touched that, Black Lives Matter, now this. Like, we all can agree that this segregation, rolling back segregation, actually happened February, when they did something about DEI, when they dismantled DEI, when some of those, shopping outlets actually were all rolling back DEI. I believe that that was just the beginning of this segregation. It's not something that, oh my God, we're so shocked. It has happened, but now they just want to make it official. They started by, rolling back DEI. They started by so many things, which has really happened, which I believe that has actually been the plan all along. It has actually been the plan all along, and I like the fact that despite everything that is happening, Black people are unreactive. Despite everything that is happening, Black people are still making waves. They're still standing on business. They're still like, okay, you know what? This is just a case of, when you're in a relationship and this relationship is not working, you keep on trying to fight to see if this relationship is going to work. You try your best, you want to be included, you want to be like when a relationship is not working, anyways, if separating from the said relationship is going to make everybody feel good about themselves, why not? Why not? So many people were like having mixed feelings about this. I saw so many Black people stitching, and people were like, it's actually a good thing. They don't want to be like their forefathers. Black people do not want to be, it's just so obvious that he is rolling back everything that the forefathers has actually fought for. He is rolling back everything that they sacrificed for, both the inclusion, but like everything. He's just like, there's a lady that was like, this man was actually about 20 years or 19 years thereabout during the time of this segregation, and during the time of when they have black only, white only, and what have you. And it's as if he enjoyed that era. He wants to really implement what he has witnessed before. You know, a creator was actually talking about it, and I was like, she's really making sense. So I like the fact that black people are not pushing it, they are not falling for the bait, they are not even reacting to it. They're like, they are reacting, but they are not outside. They are not protesting. They are not like, oh my God, how dare you? Like, what have I done? Well, you don't want. It is so obvious that they don't want you. They don't want you. There is no point fighting. There is no point trying to make things right. You just have to be cool and focus more on developing yourself. You know, it is just an avenue for black people all over the world to come together. Like sometimes when I stage videos, I used to see somebody people like, oh my God, you don't understand. Like, I think this is actually an avenue where the entire black people should come together. The entire black people to come together and develop a community that is unstoppable, a community that will progress and develop generational wealth. I think this is actually a very big and huge opportunity. Like, this will actually give room for every other black person to mingle and, and which is already happening. Sometimes I put up some stitch here about, black people relationships and all of that. This is just a way of me trying to like tell us that we can still work things out. There's no point trying to say, oh, you don't understand our struggle. We understand. Everybody has struggles. Since you are someone that look like me, you are not being accepted everywhere. You are only maybe accepted in a demographic of people that looks exactly like you. And now that it is so obvious that they don't want this to work, there's no point fighting for it. There's no point trying to like go out there and protest and try to like, oh my God, what they're expecting you to do. No. And when I saw this and I stitched about what black people have to say, and I was like, I want to know the reaction of many other people. Let me see if they are just very cool with that. I know that most of them are cool with that, but there are still some of them who sees this as, oh my God, this is just taking everyone back to the beginning. This is just as if it's no more 2025. It's just giving olden days like to start up life again. Instead of you to be taking people forward, you are putting people backwards. Like, and I like the fact that some of the people I stitched their video talking about how okay, black people keep on resting. This is our fight right now. You guys need to do something. You know, black people are still resting. They are still resting. They're not going to do nothing. Debating here and there is just getting too wild. It's just getting to, oh my God. Seriously, lovelies. If they don't come from DEI, they will go for Black Lives Matter. They'll go for anything to just get you out there, out on the streets to protest. And it's not going to work. I just like this for the black community. I just like this. And I just wish and I pray that in every given situation, there is always a win for people that looks like me. And which I know definitely. If they want to segregate, cool. Cool. This will give avenue for black people to actually develop themselves. There is a brother I stitched his video yesterday. He was like, let's just assume that these folks didn't destroy black community when there was segregation. The black community could have been in a more better position, which I think I agree with him. So if they want to, they should do it 100%. They should do it 100%. Then this will give room for people, a lot are already advertising their products. People want to start doing their thing, creating their own brands. Like, there's this project, Black Project 2025, that I talked about. I think you guys should just check it up, look it up. Black Project 2025. It's something that have an avenue to unite black-owned businesses, companies, professors, like anything you can think of. I think it has to do with black people all over the world. You know, so people could just start there. And if what I know is that in any given situation that seems to be tough, there is always good thing out of it. This is just one thing about people that look like me. Anyway, lovelies, wanna just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So guys, if you've not subscribed to this channel, do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button. Like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one. Think of this video. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Leave a thought in the comment section of what you think, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.